Good morning from the Quilted Chicken Farm. See what I've been working on? I think it's kind of pretty. It's that Carrie Nation block. And yeah, my little block of my bonnet chicken's going to watch over me. Can't see her now, but they're going to watch over us. But we're doing that quilt-along that's going to start January the 8th. And one of the blocks, since I think there's going to be several beginners in it, one of the blocks we were going to do was going to be the Carrie Nation. And the link to the Carrie Nation is on the Delaware Quilts. And if you go there, it's block of the month, and you can do a quick search and it'll come up. And when you make a bunch of them, but we're making a sampler quilt, but I was having so much fun sewing up my scraps that I just kept on making blocks. I'll pull this one down and show you. Most of you have already seen it, but this is what the finished block looks like. And it's an easy beginner block, but look how pretty when you put them all together. I think they're just good. I think I like it. Don't you like it? Put that back up there. But it's really easy to make. And I've been sewing up, well, you can see every piece up there is different. I found this piece over there in the scraps. So I've sewed it. What you do is you cut a 2-inch strip. Let me read this to you because I look every time. You cut a 2-inch strip, 16 inches long, and I think that's longer than 16 because my scraps were longer than 16. And you sew those pieces together, and then I've got my iron setting up over here. So then you'll press to the dark. Go to the dark side, press it to the dark side, and then you'll have one like this right here, and that's part of it. That's going to be cut up into these pieces, so then you've got your little ones. Put that back over there. Oh, that's like this one, isn't it? Then you make another one. Let me find a strip. You cut these strips 3 1/2. That's 3 1/2, and that's 3 1/2, and you sew it together. There's my seam right down there, and then you press it open. Press it to the dark side, and then you got to cut it again. Let's cut some, because this is easy. I know y'all can all do this. And you start out with the bigger piece, and you cut it down to littler pieces, and then little pieces and little pieces again and again. And Lisa Awkward Quilter gave a really neat tip the other day. On this block, the size I'm using is 3 1/2 and a 2-inch. And so she had taken the magic marker and drew on there. And this is the one I'm using to square up my blocks. There's all kinds of rulers out there. This is one I've got down here at this sewing area, so this is what I'm using. But there's my 2, and there's my 3 1/2. Let me find that one right here. This is the one I want to use. I don't know how clear that's going to come up, but there, get it down there. See if I've got that. I think I've already squared up this one side. This side's not squared up. I would probably start by squaring that up, but this one already is. So I'm going to lay it down there. I'm going to go by my mark here on my ruler. Let's turn it that way. I can only cut from one side. How about you guys? Is one side way more comfortable? Let me make myself just a little more room here. And I'm going to put that 3 1/2. This is for the Carrie Nation block. I've lined that 3 1/2 up right there. I'll get my keep it straight, and I'll put my hand down there and push it. Open up my knife and cut that piece, and that piece that would be this section right here. That's what, get 2 of these, and sew them together, and that's that section. Let me get another one. Now there are some white pieces that we'll have to use to fill in on some of those corners. Background fabric is what that lighter color is called on all the blocks. I'm not going to make this a long video because Monday night this will start on this channel, and it's being hosted by myself. Well, by me. I'm Rita's Roost, and I'm the Quilted Chicken Farm. And you'll need these four for the block. See, there they are. If you can see them, there's one. There's one. Well, so actually, what you would do is you'd take one of them, and you would put it. You'd sew them together like that. Let's turn on Maybelline and sew one of them. Let me scoot my chair this way. Right, here I am now. And those seams, since I pressed those seams, if you lay them together, one will go one way and one will go the other way. And if you feel it, if you put your fingers there and feel it, you can feel that they're going the right way. And a scant 1/4 of an inch on your sewing machine. There'll be a little line on your plate here that you can use, or put you a piece of tape or something. And I usually like to sew off onto a little scrap. And wouldn't you know, I can't find a scrap anyplace. No scrap when I'm looking for it. And there we got, that's one piece. And have your ironing board set up. It's real important to iron, because that makes a big difference in how nice your blocks look in the end. There's one piece. And I'll fix the other one in a minute. Let's go back over and let's cut these little ones. Which one do we want to use? Oh, I gotta get my little granddaughter down here to pick up these pieces. My fabric pieces go every place. I thought I had one already pressed. Well, what a mess I am. What a mess. Here it is. Here it is. Move my chair back over. And I think this side is already squared up, so I'm going to put it down there. And I'm going to I've got the little magic mark on there, so I won't get confused and cut too big or too little. How many do we want to cut? We'll need 8 of them for the block. That's 2. 3. Oh, didn't come apart. I'm going to put a new blade in there. It would probably save me some time if I do that. Save a little time. There's 3. And I'm not the quilt expert, and I'm not the quilt police. I just enjoy making them. I enjoy picking out the fabrics and looking how they turn out when you get it made. And I've got a lot of unfinished projects. I truly do. Maybe 2024, maybe it'll be the year I get some of them done. Do you think? I can shoot for that goal, can't I? And I'm going to sew some of these together. The same way as the other, they're pressed, it's pressed to the dark side. And I'm going to pick them up. And I'm going to flip one way and one the other way. And nest those little seams. She's took off without me. My foot hit the pedal and she's ready to go. She likes to sew with me, don't she? Let's do one more. Get them turned right. Oh, I will, if it's up there, I'll show you something I did. I messed up one last night. Nest those little seams. One seam goes one way and one seam goes the other way. And you can feel it. Be careful, don't sew over your fingers, but you can feel them. And then you have that piece. Let's go back. We're going to stick it over here under the iron. Because I'm telling you, the ironing is an important part. Cutting, it's all important. And you can rip out and fix anything. But if you press them as you go along, you just get a pretty little flat block. Because it's kind of hard to sew with those. See that one's like that? And if you press them, you got a nice pretty flat one that's easy to work with. And from this part, let me get a white square. Have I got a white? And from there, we'll take a white piece and flop it over there on it. And this is the part that I always have to look and see, that I look at my pattern. And of course, if I had a block already made, I'd look. But I'll look at that. If that goes that way, I'll know that one goes right there against it right here. I don't know if you can see that or not. So I'll just flop that over that way and sew that one. And if they don't line up exactly perfect, see, that piece is just a little bit bigger. But I'm not going to worry too much about that. That's pretty close. But I am going to pull that bottom one, so maybe I'll line it back up a little better. Now, there's another one, and on this one, I'm going to probably press toward this white piece because of all the seams that's going to be there. There's one more step. Now I've got to make another one, and the other one, this be over here. And the white piece will be on that side. Be just the opposite, because we're making a chain of these pieces. All right. I'm gonna try to post the link to this pattern, because this is gonna be the beginner pattern we're gonna start with. And there's a more challenging one for you guys that want the more challenging one in our SewALong, and it's the Tree of Life, and it comes from the Fat Quarter Shop. And these are both free patterns. If you have a computer, and you probably do if you're looking on here, they're both free patterns, and you can find them and download them, or you can even sew from just reading it on the computer screen if your printer's not working. But when the SewALong comes, and I'm going to make the sampler quilt, I've got these pieces, and I'm anxious to cut them, but I've not cut these yet. All right, Rita's got to get up here. I'm quilting with my peeps this morning, ain't I? On my Quilted Chicken Farm channel. So anyway, I'm going to turn this off now. And I'm going to turn the iron off. Let me turn the iron off because I've got to go over to the kitchen. I've got some chicken laid out, and I'm going to do some things over there and get some lunch started and some supper started so I can do some other things today. But I gave y'all a crash course on the Carrie Nation block. And when they're all going to be put together, I think it's going to be pretty. If I do say so myself. I love y'all. Bye. Talk to you later.